Ooh. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. It's been a long time since I last did this, but as we say in English, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Yes, I'm back again with another question and answer session, just for you, and 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 you. Another selection of your emails, comments and questions await. So without any more digressing, let's have our first question for today. What is the difference between on time and in time? This question was sent in by Sergey, who lives in Latvia. The difference between on time and in time is well defined. We use on time to show that something has happened or occurred at the time it should have. The bus was on time. I was on time for my job interview. I hope you will arrive at my house on time. When we say in time, we are expressing something that occurred within the time limit or deadline. The event happened before it was too late. I did not miss my bus because I got to the bus stop in time. This means that I arrived at the bus stop before the bus came. I got there in time. I was within the time limit. It is worth noting that there is no off time. The opposite of on time is late. A nice email. I have received a nice email from Amit Agrawal, who has written to me all the way from India. Amit is a big fan of my video lessons and asks if it would be possible for me to make a lesson about sports and athletics. Well, that is a good suggestion, especially as we are now counting down to the 2012 Olympics, which will be held right here in Great Britain. Thank you for your kind words and the suggestion, Amit, and a big hello to everyone watching in India. How can I speak English if I only learn to read and write in it? This question comes from Emmanuel Stanislaus, who lives in Tanzania. Believe it or not, this is a very common situation. When English is being taught, there is normally an order in which the language is presented. Usually the first stage is to teach the students how to read English words. Then they are taught how to write using the language. Quite often the writing and reading is taught within the same period of time. Students will be asked to read books and copy from the blackboard. As time goes by, the students should be able to attain a fairly clear understanding of basic English word definitions and grammar. However, when it comes to actually speaking English, there may be problems. You must first get used to speaking out loud and listening to the sound of your own voice. The biggest problem facing you will be building your confidence. Speaking a new language takes time and patience. It is often seen as the final part of learning any second language, especially in schools. This is the reason why video lessons such as mine are so helpful to those learning English. The words on the screen and the sound of my voice give a clear reference, allowing those watching to learn as they repeatedly play the videos again and again. Speaking is a bit like performing, and just like any performance, the more you practice it, the better you will become at doing it. To learn any manual skill, you must first watch, and to speak out loud, you must first listen. There are many ways of listening to English being spoken. DVDs allow you to see one language while listening to another. And as I have already mentioned, the internet offers you many opportunities to hear English being spoken by many different people all over the world. Thank you, Emmanuel, for your question, and a big hello to all those watching in Tanzania. An interesting email. I have received an interesting email from Massimo in Italy, who poses a question to me, not about English, but about myself. Massimo asks if I would consider myself as a downshifter. This word means a person who places time above money. A downshifter tends to live a simpler life. They pursue the things they want to do without the desire for excessive reward. To move your life down to a slower and more carefree pace. To be honest with you, Massimo, I have never really been a materialistic person. As of now, I own very few things, and those items I do possess are used to help me carry out my work. I do not own any property, I do not own a car. I have no great personal wealth, and I do not come from a wealthy family. I wish to spend what time I have left on this earth helping others in my own small way. There is already enough hatred and unfairness in this world, and I have no intention of adding to it. My intentions are best summed up by this adapted quote, originally written by William Shakespeare. How far that little candle throws his beams, so shines a good deed in a weary world.
It's that time again.
Boys and girls, lads and lasses, madames and messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, and those still unsure, it's the moment they all said would never happen again. They said it was a one-off, an event never to be repeated. But they were so wrong. It's the word of the week. This week's word is appraise. This word is a verb and means to work out the monetary value of something, or to decide how useful someone or something is. You decide on the suitability of a person for a job. You appraise something or someone. You give your appraisal. You make an appraisal. Synonyms of appraise include assess, evaluate, judge, review, consider, and weigh up.
When do we use the abbreviation VIP, and what does it relate to?
This question was sent in by Abdul Maman in Pakistan. The abbreviation VIP stands for Very Important Person. It is usually used to describe a special or important guest. The president of a country is a VIP. A representative from a company can also be a VIP. These days we tend to use VIP to describe anything connected with or related to something important. A VIP car is a car carrying someone of importance. This can be a politician, a famous person, your grandmother, or even your pet cat. So, these days, VIP can also be used to describe anything directly or indirectly connected with someone who is considered as being important. Does that mean I'm a VIP? Probably not.
Another nice email.
I have received a nice email from Tariq Rizvi, who follows my lessons in Karachi, Pakistan. Tariq thanks me for my lessons and asks if it is possible to learn English in a place where there are few people to practice it with. As I have mentioned before, if there is no English environment, then you must create your own. How about setting up your own English corner? You may be amazed by the number of people near you who also enjoy speaking English. Use the internet to set up an English Facebook page. Try to find others who share your interest. Use a local paper to set up a language group. These days many schools hold English corners, which you may be able to join in with. I hope this advice helps you, Tariq, and I wish you well, and a big hello to you and all those watching in Pakistan.
What is the difference between an idiom and a slang word?
This question was sent in by Roger Taro, who lives in the Philippines. It is common for idioms and slang to be grouped together. However, there are differences between them. An idiom is an established phrase or sentence that is used to express something using words which do not relate to the subject. The words used have no relation to what is being said or expressed. For example, let the cat out of the bag is an idiom for revealing a secret. See the light means to suddenly understand something. Idioms can be used in both writing and speech. Idioms are not the same as slang. However, they are often referred to as a saying, an expression, or a turn of phrase. Slang is an informal form of speech, and because of this it is rarely used in formal writing. Unlike idioms, slang words are frequently changed. It would be fair to say that with each new generation that comes along, the slang terms used by them changes too. Some particular slang words may only be used by certain groups of people, for example, among teenagers. Certain slang may only be heard in localized areas. Idioms tend not to change over time, whereas slang words do. Despite the informal use, slang has become a more apparent form of expression, mainly due to the popularity of certain types of music. Street slang, as its name suggests, is normally used in social situations. You could say that slang has become a very noticeable form of modern expression.
Almost time to go.
Brush your teeth 3 times a day to keep those nasty germs away. Before I cut you all loose for today, I would like to send a special hello to Mohammed Hanfras in Sri Lanka, Hoang Najia in Vietnam, Basil Hussein in Syria, Christian and his girlfriend Dorian watching in Mexico, Ghazi watching in Hungary, Saravanan in Oman, and a big hello to all those of you who have joined me on my Facebook page and to those who have subscribed to me here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? What are you waiting for? Subscribe now. Don't forget there are always new lessons popping up here on my YouTube channel, and by subscribing you will know exactly when they have become available to watch. That is all from me for today. This is Mr. Duncan saying thank you for watching me answering you. And of course, ta-ta for now.
Mm.